Another very important thing, alongside better Islamic education for British Muslims, and also a matter of education, is better understanding of Islam by non-Muslims. There's been a lot of misinformation put out about Islam, sometimes deliberately and sometimes out of ignorance. This has led to many misconceptions about what Islam actually is, and has generated an atmosphere of general distrust and unjustified fear. British Muslims have a responsibility to put this right. An example of this is the whole furore that has grown up around the word Sharia. The word is virtually always mentioned in a negative context and raised by the media as a kind of frightening bogeyman to scare the general populace and raise the spectre of Islamic domination. This is in fact absurd. The idea that what is universally recognized to have been one of the greatest civilizations the world has ever known, that could have grown up under a legal system that was anything other than just, enlightened and compassionate, is unthinkable. Far from what the scaremongers would have you believe, the vast majority of the Sharia is in fact concerned with defining the acts of worship that punctuate the life of every Muslim, with matters of marriage and inheritance, and with regulating business transactions. This last section of the Sharia, governing the economic life of the Muslims, and to which more than a third of it is devoted, has been largely ignored in recent times. It is, however, now being researched and rediscovered, and has been found by both Muslim and non-Muslim economists to contain both the cure for many of the economic ills which now beset the world, and also keys to the prevention of their future reoccurrence. It is particularly ironic that this hysterical antipathy against the Sharia should be stirred up in a country which actually owes a great deal to the very thing it's directed at. We are rightly very proud of our unique code of British common law. It distinguishes our legal system from other Western systems of law. It was largely drawn up in the 12th century by Henry II and resulted in revolutionary changes in the English legal system, chief among which were the action of debt, the assize of novel disseisin, and trial by jury. What is less well known is that these revolutionary innovations, which have been so integral to our development as a nation, were directly imported via Sicily from the Islamic Sharia. Yes, it is owing to the Sharia that we have our famous jury system. When you add the fact that the Inns of Court, the very heart of the British legal system, were also derived from an Islamic model, it should be clear to everyone that the Sharia is not at all what it has been painted to be. What applies to the Sharia also applies to other aspects of Islam, and in the same way, once they are properly explained to others and correctly understood by them, they too will be shown to be very different to what the general public has been led to believe. Once that happens, Islam will begin to be accepted on its own terms and be seen as the beneficial influence in British society that it actually is.